Dude, this looks awesome. Holy. Hell yeah.
I just made it through the entire Sun Valley and Ketchum area with all that construction and everything, the entire zone, without stopping once or hitting any traffic. That might be a first. Starting the day off with a win. I love it. I'll take it. To be fair, I did leave the house at 4:30 this morning. Had to double up on the amount of coffee I took with me for the road. But there's a reason for that, which we will get into in just a moment. First of all, good morning, friends and family, and welcome back to High Desert Adventures. If you're new to the channel and you found this video based on the algorithm or the recommendation or whatever, thank you for clicking on my video. Stick around to the end, see if it's something you like, maybe watch a couple more videos, and consider subscribing. So anyways, the reason we left earlier than normal this morning is because we are heading further up north than what we have been lately. We're heading out to the official Sawtooth Wilderness area to knock a couple more lakes off the to-do list of the Sawtooth Wilderness. Today's mission, there's a couple different options, but the main mission for today is to hike out to Hell Roaring Lake, which that's the first option. We're going just south of Stanley, and we may park at the lower Hell Roaring trailhead, which gives us a 11-mile total out and back, about 5.5 each way, which is supposed to be a pretty flat, pretty easy trail, nothing too difficult, no serious elevation gain, only like 800 feet. Or option 2 is to park at the upper Hell Roaring trailhead, which requires a high clearance 4x4 vehicle, and even then apparently it's a pretty unpleasant road, or trail, whatever you want to call it. But if you start from the upper Roaring trailhead, that cuts a couple miles off the hike, which then, for me, allows me to possibly hike out to Imogene Lake, which adds like another 800-900 feet in elevation gain if I did the math correctly, and creates a 13.5 mile out and back, which that's my goal, that's the plan. We're gonna see when we get out there, as always, just see what that road looks like going from the lower trailhead to the upper trailhead. But I wanna cross a couple lakes off the list. Now this is just gonna be a day hike because I work tomorrow. Yesterday was way too windy to try to, oh shit, bumpy road. So yesterday was a little too windy, at least in my area, southern Idaho, to try to get out and do anything crazy outdoors. I did go fishing yesterday, and in an hour and a half, or a little less than an hour and a half of fishing, caught a few really good sized yellow trout. Put some clips right here. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna put a nice little minute or two montage together of all the yellow trout and rainbow trout I've been catching so far this season. Windy as hell, but still caught me a nice fat yellow. Go, yellow number 2, 7:15, I already got my third yellow. Third fish of the day, third rainbow, pretty good size. Got another pike minnow.
clipping just perfectly too.
So anyways, back to the original point here. Yeah, yesterday, at least in my area of southern Idaho, was super windy. I mean, it started, I think I left the pond at like 8 in the morning, and it was super windy. It just got worse as the day went on. So I didn't want a chance coming up here yesterday and doing an overnighter and getting stuck in some winds. I don't know if the wind got that bad up here. I don't think it did, but I just didn't want to chance it. So stayed home yesterday after I fished and decided to leave super early and head out to the wilderness area today. Now the ideal scenario would have been to start at the lower trailhead and backpack overnight, probably hike out to Imogene Lake on day one, which is about 9 miles, stay overnight, and then hike back the next day. But couldn't do that this week, and I didn't want to wait till next week because I needed to get outdoors this week. And I got some things going on in town sometime between now and next week that need my attention and focus. So overnight trips, as much as I want to do them, maybe on hold until a couple weeks from now when I do the Alice Talks Away loop. But that's enough rambling for now. Stick around, stay tuned. It'll be about another hour till we get to the trailhead, and we'll check in once we get out there and see what the trailheads look like. Check it out, we got a herd of elk.
Oh, there's a big bull in there. Or at least a somewhat big bull. Oh, they're going at it? That's cool. Should get the bug spider on the issue. Okay, that is just mind-boggling to me. My hat is off to the owner of that Volkswagen. I salute you. I don't know how the hell you got that thing to this upper trailhead. As I mentioned, you need a 4x4 high clearance off-road capable vehicle. There were some sections of that were pretty easy, and then there were some sections that even in a lifted Tacoma 4x4 like mine, some of those sections of that trail to the upper trailhead were pretty freaking brutal, pretty hair-raising, not even gonna lie. But I pull up and park at the trailhead, and there's a freaking Volkswagen Golf sitting there. That is just, you know what, I salute you. Mind-boggling, but I salute you. So yeah, there was no way I was going to try to film any portions of that. Even on the easier parts, I needed to have both hands on the wheel, and I wanted to have both eyes on the trail. And the harder sections that I had to get out and kind of scope out a little bit before I proceeded, yeah, some of those were brutal. I can tell you right now, just off getting to this part of the trail, my recommendations already, if you're going to do a day hike and you're good with just seeing the one lake, I would definitely say park at that lower trailhead and just do the 5.5 mile each way, 11 mile total, out and back to Hell Roaring Lake. And if you want to see Imogene Lake like I do, if you got the right vehicle, by all means, make it to the upper trailhead and do a 13.5 mile round trip. If you want to do the full 18 mile round trip from the lower trailhead, if that's what your vehicle is capable of and that's what you want to do for your hiking, then you park at the lower trailhead and do the 18 mile round trip. And I would say maybe backpack and camp overnight at Imogene Lake at the halfway point, which is probably about like 9 miles. Unless you're a crazy ass hiker who can do 18 miles in one day, which I have done before, but not in the Sawtooths. Anyways, there's 3 other cars at the trailhead, which I did not expect. It's 7:39 a.m. Truck showing that it's 31 degrees. 2 weeks in a row starting the hike at 31 degrees. So hopefully there's enough gap in between me and all these other hikers so I could comfortably film, because I'm still a shy guy when it comes to filming. But let's go check out the trailhead information. get going. All right, let's get going. Back in the Sawtooth. Very excited for this trail. It was one hell of a drive and one hell of a trail to get here. But very excited to knock a couple more lakes off the list. Definitely chilly, but today I'm starting bold, starting cold. Got my lightweight synthetic jacket. If I need to throw that on at all, I got my glove liners in my pack. Brought the water bladder again today. Looking at a 13.5-ish mile out and back. Pack weight today is about 20 pounds. Feeling good. Feeling good and very excited. How about that herd of elk on the way here through Ketchum? That was pretty cool, huh? And then just before you get to the Forest Service road you turn off of nearby here, saw a whole bunch of pronghorn out there grazing in the fields. That was awesome. If there was somewhere I could have pulled over and gotten a picture or video, I would have, but yeah, that was freaking amazing. I already had to put on my gloves. Hands are getting a little tingly. But that's one of the pros of this backpack. If you have it shaped correctly, I could literally just reach behind my head, unzip the zipper compartment in the brain, and reach back and grab my gloves without even having to stop or take my pack off. So if you're new to the channel, this is the Osprey Talon 33. It is a frameless, but it does have some sort of internal frame structure, and it carries loads. Highest I've had it loaded is like 20 to 25 pounds, and it carries it just fine. It's got load lifters, padded hip belt, everything. Good enough padding on the shoulder straps. It is a little bit big for a day hiker, for most people anyways. But I usually just throw some extra lightweight jackets and keep the shape correct, because if you have a larger day hike pack and you don't keep it full, it can kind of taco in the middle and create an uncomfortable hike. But for me, carrying a water bladder, some emergency supplies, some extra little stuff like snacks, ultralight jackets and stuff, it works perfect. I wouldn't mind a smaller day hike pack in the future, but this thing does the job just fine now. One of the only knocks I got besides the overall size, which is my mistake for choosing a larger day hike pack several months ago, which was during winter time when you needed that extra space. The only real knock I got is not being able to reach back and grab your water bottles from the side, but that's common on day hike packs. Yeah, just rocking a sun hoodie, some water repellent pants, good old trail runners, some gloves. Got one trekking pole on me and one in the stow and go. Garmin GPS, water bladder. And I am ready to get to Hell Roaring Lake and Emogene Lake. Trail's been really flat so far. It's pretty much the same thing on both sides, real dense forest. A couple of rocks on the trail here and there, but nothing too crazy. Should be a pretty quick hike to Hell Roaring Lake anyways. Back in the Sawtooth Wilderness, baby. It's been a long 9 months, but we're back. So I actually did a poll on my Instagram story the other day, and I put a poll up for what people wanted to see on this week's adventure: kayaking to Blue Heart, which I've done a couple times, or Sawtooth Wilderness hike. And it was split 50-50 down the middle. But as the day went on yesterday, I just knew I had to come out here and do this. This is my jam. This is when I'm happiest. This is when I feel the most weightless, the most free. This is what I love to do. I do love kayaking, and I was going to do a little bass fishing along the way. And I did want to redo the Blue Heart video. The one I did about a year ago. I was still really new to filming content, and some of the filming didn't come out right, and I wasn't in the best headspace that day. And it kind of took a different turn of what kind of video I wanted to make. So I do want to redo that one, but I still have all summer long, and that's right by where I live. So we'll do another kayaking and fishing video real soon. But for this week, I had to get out here, man. I had to get back to the Sawtooth. And even with that long drive, 100% worth it. So there's definitely some skunks in the area because I can smell them. Kind of smells like my bedroom in high school. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. A lot of tracks on the trail. It's exactly what I did not want to see. Humans. Just kidding. Starting to open up to people more. I even threw an invite out on Facebook to see if anybody was brave enough to come with me, but number one, kind of put it up a little too late. Number two, not many people want to leave the house at 4:30 in the morning to go up to the Sawtooth Wilderness and hike 14 miles in one day. But I tried, kind of. So that's the T where the lower trailhead and the upper trailhead meet. Like I mentioned, I wouldn't mind doing a lower trailhead 9 mile out to Imogene Lake, camp overnight, 9 mile back the next day. That'd be a fun backpacking trip. It'd be a good distance, but nothing too crazy as far as difficulty. So who knows, maybe sometime this summer on one of the off weeks from the big adventures. If anybody wants to set that up, holler at your boy. Most challenging part of the hike so far. Less than a quarter mile from Hell Roaring Lake. Little bit of incline. A little bit of elevation gain. Not bad at all. Didn't film a whole lot of the trail here because a lot of it was flat. Dense forest on both sides, kind of blocking the views. Really nice, really doable trail, but all the challenge is going to come on the next section, I believe. Should be at Hell Roaring Lake here any minute. We're actually going to turn on the, I think it's the Alice and Redfish Lake trails, which will take you up to Redfish Lake. Quite a distance, but it'll take you up to Redfish Lake. And I think a portion of that trail connects to the trail I'll be on in 2 weeks from now. Very exciting. But, all right, check in at the lake. All right, we should be approaching Hell Roaring Lake. I'm gonna double check the distance to Redfish Lake from that turnout because I don't know. Depending on how quick we get this section done and back. If I got time and it's not too far, we might throw in Redfish Lake too because I've never been to Redfish Lake yet. Oh. This is what I've been waiting for all trail long. Give you guys a little peek. Ready? Oh, that's f***ing sick. All right, I gotta get a little bit of a quick video for the TikTok and for the IG. Freaking beautiful, right? I'm gonna go cross that bridge right there real quick and maybe find somewhere to power down a protein bar or something. It's insane. I love it. Super easy hike with a super rewarding lake and a view of the peaks. God, that's crazy. I think that one off in the distance. I think that out there is Finger of Fate. I know it's in that direction. I don't know exactly which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it's that other one poking out over the top to the left, which I'll get a video on my phone and zoom in for you guys. Some people hike out there to it. Pretty cool. I ain't got time for all that today. I got other missions, so let me show you what Finger of Fate looks like, what I think it is anyways, and then get across this bridge and have a snack. Okay, I might have lied. I don't think that one I just pointed out is Finger of Fate. I think Finger of Fate is to my right, which once I get across the bridge and go on the other side of the lake, I'll get a better view and see what it looks like. Yeah, I lied. Finger of Fate is out this way. There is Finger of Fate. All right, I'm gonna post up on one of these logs right here and smash down a protein bar. Kind of soak in the whole vibes of Hell Roaring Lake real quick. Had to throw the hood on, not because it's cold, but because these damn mosquitoes are biting me through the mesh portion of my hat, the top of my head. Man, this is gorgeous. I could sit here all day, but we got another lake to check out. And try to be as quiet as possible through this next section down that way because there's a fisherman just off ahead in the distance. So change the GoPro battery, make a little progress up alongside the lake and head toward Imogen Lake. Let's go. Man, that is wild. This got me on the top of my head. Got my head all itchy now. Gonna have to re-up on some bug spray or some permethrin or something. It's wild. It's a rewarding view for a pretty easy hike. A couple groups of other campers in the area, and my antisocial anxiety is kicking in. So I'm gonna keep it moving, but check it out. Alright, we got another lake to see. Wow, this is crazy. Just massive, massive trees. So many blowdowns. It's wild. You got this gorgeous alpine lake to my right. That is amazing. These freaking trees are so huge. So I just passed another group of hikers, middle-aged gentlemen, about 5 or 6 of them. Based off the size of their packs, it looked like they were also coming back from an overnight backpacking trip. Gotta love it. Looks like some little side trails to potential camp spots. Pretty cool. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but passing through that section right now, smell kind of reminded me of being in an auto zone. Like that rubbery, oily kind of smell. It's kind of strange. Anyways, we're getting some uphill elevation gain now. Still nothing that hard. Trail's getting a little more narrow, a little more rocky, as expected, but still a pretty moderate trail. Nothing too crazy, really. Very enjoyable though. Beautiful views. Gotta love it anytime you could go on a easier hike and get rewarded with views and lakes and shit like this. That was a close one. Almost snagged the you-know-whats. I think that'd be worst case scenario almost. So it's still really nice out, but it warmed up quite a bit. And that running mountain water looks freaking amazing. It's like to dip my head in. I'm gonna have to look up what peaks those are now. That's really cool. I think that's Parks Peak. Parks Peak at 10,270 feet. And on the other side down there would be McDonald Peak. This is cool. I'm pretty close to Pettit Lake and Toxaway Lake. Oh, dude, I'm really close to the trail I'm going to be on in a couple weeks. That is freaking awesome. I didn't realize that they were going to be that close together. Makes me want to push for some extra miles and go check them out. Get a little sneak preview. But today's distance is good enough. I'll save the whole experience of any of the Alice Lake, Toxway Lake, all that, Pettit Lake. I'll save that all for when I'm actually doing the trail. A lot of blowdowns. Yeah, just being this close to the trail and the lakes that I'm going to be checking out in a couple weeks. God, it just sparks the curious interest in me. Makes me want to go get a preview so bad. But I know I got to save it. Let that be an experience in itself. Should be about 1.75 miles or so from Imogene Lake. There's a little mini lake. Whoa, look at these rocks. That's pretty cool. Skeeters are back. Had to throw the hoodie back on. 2.5 hours. I think we're a little over 5 miles in. Only 1,000 feet of elevation gain, so it's really not bad. I would say the worst part would just be the parts of the trail that were really narrow. Steep incline on one side, steep decline on the other side, and all the rocks and blowdowns and stuff. But overall, not bad. Doing pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Got about, I don't know, 1.5 miles-ish. Our first residual snow. Oh yeah, there's still some decent patches over here. Another little mini unnamed lake. Pretty sure this was one of the unnamed ones. But mosquitoes are dense right here, so I don't want to stay here too long. But that's really cool. Really beautiful. Wow. Dude, this is beautiful. Holy cow. This is another one of the unnamed lakes. This is in between the small little one and Imogene Lake. Look at that, that's insane. These snow-capped mountains in the background. It's crystal clear, breezy water right here. God, that's awesome. Man, this is wildly beautiful. That is freaking gorgeous. Sick! Hell yeah! Oh, this is awesome! Less than a mile to go to get to Imogene Lake. Look at those mountains. Sawtooth, man. And we got these cascading, oh, fuck. Cascading rivers. God, it's so weird how some parts of the trail smell like motor oil. That looks crazy. How about that? Oh my God, and these peaks. Oh, I love this place. Oh, this is amazing. Oh man, this is so beautiful. If that doesn't re-energize you for the rest of the trail, shit, I don't know what would. Still got some snow to melt. Oh my gosh, this is freaking awesome. Should be really close to Imogene Lake, like half a mile or less close. Oh shit. Hope that didn't ruin my tripod or cut my bag. I'm telling you guys, Idaho backcountry. Whew, almost rolled an ankle. Idaho backcountry is no joke. God, it's beautiful. So freaking beautiful. I feel like I should be there. I'll double check the map real quick. Oh yeah, I'm real close. These fucking meters. Feels I'm off trail a little bit. My bad, I'm trying to hold a trekking pole, phone with some maps. Ooh, some deer tracks, that's cool. Trying not to get distracted and hold a GoPro all at the same time. Oh, here's the trail right here. That means we should be seeing the lake any freaking minute now. Holy cow. Man, these blowdowns. There's literally mosquitoes landing all over my camera. Can't believe I forgot to re-up on my freaking bug spray. Usually always keep a thing of bug spray in my truck too, but it was out. Just gotta navigate through this shit and I should be at the lake any minute now. Really hope my permit's still attached to my backpack because I want to frame that thing and put it next to my Sawtooth permit that's framed in my living room. I just think it's super freaking cool that I got Sawtooth Lake and Alpine Lake checked off the list from last year. This year I'm going to cross off, as of today, Hell Roaring Lake and Imogene Lake and some unnamed lakes. And then on my next trip, well, next for sure trip, the Alice Toxway Loop, I can cross off potentially Edith Lake, Farley Lake, Toxaway Lake, Alice Lake, Twin Lakes, and maybe some other ones, depending on how I'm feeling and how that hike goes. So this year I could end up crossing off 9 or 10 of the Sawtooth Wilderness Lakes. Oh, and Pettit Lake, because that's where one of the trailheads is at, so that's one of them. Redfish, I still got to get to Redfish. Go to hike the Redfish Lodge on one of the trails I'm on. Stop at the lodge and have those tacos everyone talks about.
Fish tacos!
All right. I am so freaking close. I could feel it. And these freaking mosquitoes. Dude, they're like literally landing all over, landing all over the GoPro. All right, I'm gonna check this map one more time. And then I'm just gonna freaking power through. It's either this little trail to my right or this trail straight ahead. Dude. Straight ahead. These little skeeters are no joke. Well, this definitely ain't Emogene Lake. And I definitely don't see a freaking trail. Come on, all fails. I mean, all trails. My bad. It's right here. Or is that one over there? Oh, shite. There it is. The hell did I miss that? Because of those blowdowns? Classic mix-up. Oh! Ha ha! Oh my God. I am not even faking this. This is so beautiful. Excuse my language. Oh my God. Oh. Hey. This is literally insane. Insane. There's a couple spots I can go sit down at and check out the lake from there. This is a huge ass lake. Trail keeps going this way. Oh my God. This is just wild. This is really wild. Okay, I need to try to get a view of those snow-capped peaks over there. That is freaking insane. Hold on, let me figure this out and show you guys in a second because I need to put a new GoPro battery in. This is so freaking wild. And see if there's somewhere better I could sit down and get a good picture and soak it all in. Oh, yeah, yeah. That water looks so crystal clear blue, making me thirsty. Ooh, ooh, sketchy. Ah, shit. Well, it looks like this is where my trail ends then, because I'm not gonna try to climb over that and slip and fall in the lake. You hear all the trickling water from the snow melt behind me. This is pure insanity. Very blessed. Very, very blessed. I need a minute to soak this in. Appreciate where I'm at. Who would have thought? Emogene Lake. 7 miles out in the Sawtooths. On a Thursday. With work in the morning. Oh my gosh, dude. There's no words. There's no words. Looking off at Mount Kramer in the distance. Watched a video on TikTok the other day of this guy. This younger guy who's climbing all the tallest peaks in the Sawtooth, or in Idaho in general. I don't know which one it is, but he climbed Mount Kramer the other day, or the video I saw the other day, he climbed Mount Kramer. Dude, my hat is off to you. That is freaking insane. All of this is insane. I guess I could go down along these rocks and walk along that way. It took me 3.5 hours. A little bit longer than expected, but I stop and shoot and sit there and take breaks and appreciate where I'm at, so oh well. Alright, take this pack off, smash a snack real quick, and I gotta get my butt in gear. It could take me until 3 o'clock to get done with the trail. And then it could take me until 6 o'clock to get home. Maybe even later if I stop at Snow Bunny and get a burger, which I probably will because I'm freaking starving. But anyways, check in after I'm done snacking. This is just wild.
Moments like this are exactly what I live for. It's when I feel the happiest, the most capable of powering through life and letting go of the burdens I carry around with me every day. If I had the time to sit and reflect at Imogene Lake all day, I would have. But unfortunately, I had to make this stop quick and start the trek back down and get back to the weekly grind. For now, anyways. I know I'll be back soon on the biggest adventure of my life so far. Couldn't be more grateful for my time in the Sawtooth today, for the peace it was able to provide me, and the reminder of how far I've come in life.
All right, well, you guys know how I do if you watched my videos before. I hike back down, strap you guys back to the backpack, use both trekking poles, and really focus on my journey back and soaking everything in along the way. But starting to get into a little bit of a time crunch, so that's where I say goodbye for now, and I'll check in here once we get back down towards the trailhead, unless something crazy happens on the way back down. But this has been amazing. Imogene Lake, I will see you again in the future. But before we go, I'll do a screen recording for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll put something on the screen right here to show you. So that's where we are, Imogene Lake. Snowy Side Peak is what I'm going to have to pass on the Alice Toxaway Loop. So there's Pettit Lake, where I'm going to start my hike. That's where I'm at now, Imogene Lake. Over here, see if I could do this with one hand. Over here is Farley Lake. There's Toxaway Lake. Edith Lake is over here somewhere too. Edna Lake, oops. Vernon Lake. There's Alex Lake. But yeah, you guys get the point. So I'm just on the other side of Imogene Peak and Parks Peak from a loop that I'll be doing in 2 weeks. That is gonna be so much fun. And that is so cool that I'm right here on the other side of the peaks from that. Anyways, I gotta get my ass in gear. I'm gonna strap you guys to the pack and get going and check in later.
Alright, so I guess I did film a little bit on the way down, but not a whole lot. I just want to show you guys what I mean when I say a narrow trail with dense landscape uphill and downhill on either side. This is very typical of the Idaho backcountry. This here may not be the worst of it, but this should give you a good idea. And of course I had to stop on the bridge at Hell Roaring Lake and appreciate the views, the snow-capped jagged Sawtooth peaks, and the sounds of the running water one last time. I really don't think I could ever get enough of this area. It just never ceases to amaze me.
So that tree, that blowdown going up, looks like it's literally held up by that branch right there. Maybe a couple other ones somewhere along the way, smaller. That is literally waiting to fall on the trail, held up by that little branch. That is pretty wild. Well, making really good progress on the way down. I've been powering through it. Only stopped for like a minute total, just to soak in Hell Roaring Lake on the bridge one more time. And oh, those branches. And to talk to that group of guys that I passed on the way up. It's funny, he's like, oh, you got a lot of tripods. I'm like, oh yeah, I got one, you know. He's like, well, what camera is that for? I'm like, my phone, my iPhone. He's like, what about the other one? And I'm like, huh? And then we just kept talking about the trail and I was like, all right, later. Totally forgot the GoPro on the tripod selfie stick sticking out right next to it. I'm like, what the hell is that guy talking about? Crazy. But we're doing really good. Don't have a whole lot of trail left. Probably only 2 miles, 2.5 miles tops. And this is the flat section because I already passed Hell Roaring Lake. I would like to get a burger, fries, and a shake today. So doing real good, making good progress. And plus I got that gnarly freaking drive to get from the upper trailhead down to the lower trailhead. I think it's about, is it like 1:30? Doubling the time down that I was on the time up. See you guys at the trailhead. And there's another one, same situation. Almost there. Still feeling good, still no breaks. Just chugging on this water whenever I need it. Keep the miles going. Feel good. Officially leaving the wilderness boundary. Should mean about 1 mile left. Kind of wish it was less, because I'm hungry as shit. Now I gotta do that somewhat treacherous drive back. But we're getting close, we're almost there. Like I said, I feel great. See you guys at the trailhead. Youngsters bumping music out loud, so I couldn't record anything right there. Bunch of young guys, good for them, having fun. I was young once too. I'm sure we acted like knuckleheads, but you know, once you get to a certain age, you see a bunch of young guys dousing each other in all kinds of sunscreen and bug spray and blasting music on a speaker. It's all right. Anyways, we are done. I'm hot. I am hungry. I'm gonna get in the truck and crank the AC, and then I'll talk to you guys. Trying to get as much of that dirt off as I can. Whew. This is what I mean about the Idaho backcountry. You could start off super, super cold and then get super hot in the daytime. And I bet you tonight those backpackers are gonna freeze their freaking asses off. I'm calling it now. All right. Another one in the freaking books. 2026, the year of big adventures, baby. What an amazing freaking day. I gotta put the total numbers after I get to some cell service and look it up and everything. I'll put the total numbers right down here. But I'm guessing it was around 14 miles, about 1,400 feet of elevation gain. Crossed another 2 lakes off the list from the Sawtooth wilderness area. God, I waited 9 months to get back to the Sawtooths, and everything from the drive up, the animals, the wildlife, the hikes, the lakes, everything. Just, God, what an amazing experience.
Feeling super, super blessed. But we're not out of the woods yet, as you can tell. I still got this treacherous drive down from the lower, or to the lower trailhead from the upper trailhead. I have half a mind to try to record it since you guys hear me saying how treacherous it is. And there was a freaking Volkswagen Golf parked at the trailhead this morning. And they're not there now, so they clearly made it up and back down. But I need two hands on the wheel for a lot of these sections. And I don't want to use the GoPro and selfie stick and stick it out the window and break it or drop it and crack the lens or something like that. Maybe I'll get out and stop and take a couple quick videos. But just take my word for it. This trail to the upper trailhead it's rough. But of course the sand trooper here, my baby, she handled the brutal of the brutal trails and lava rock fields in Hawaii. And these mountains of Idaho have been just another trail in her book. All right, check in with you guys in a minute. Perfect example, look at that. Tall lifted Sierra 4x4, look how slow it's going, crawling over those rocks. So how the hell did a stock height probably, low to the ground vehicle like a Volkswagen Golf on low pros make it through here? Dude, if you ever somehow, if that person, that owner watches this video, I salute you. You must be an incredible freaking driver, because look at us big lifted trucks creeping and crawling through this shit. So anyways, I'm not going to do any celebrating until I get through this section here, because as you can see, as that gentleman in front of me just did, got to take it slow. So once I make it down from this little somewhat treacherous drive, I'll check in and we'll do all the celebrating then and go over our plans for the rest of this drive. All right, just to prove my point. I know videos never do justice, but look at the size of these rocks. I don't know if you could tell, but how up and down it is. Look at that. Highs and lows. Look at this section. Oh shit. Drop offs. Video does not do it justice, but look at that. If you can tell, the ups and downs and crawling over the rocks, there's some portions where it does even out. Oh shit. But I'm gonna have to come like this, like this. Ah, we're gonna send it. Check out that view. You know, that had to be a good view of the Salmon River and the Sawtooth if I stop in the middle of this section of the trail to check it out. But there's no one behind me, so we're all good. Anyways, I think the worst part's behind us, but we still got a decent amount of trail to go and a decent drive home. I am hungry. I really want a Snow Bunny burger. I really hope they're open. It should be. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, we are about to hit the highway from the Forest Service Road, which means another adventure in the books, baby. 2026, year of big adventures. What an amazing day. What a gorgeous hike. A fun little off-road trail to get to and from the trailhead. Really happy with the route I took. I think that'd be a great backpacking trip for beginners or intermediates, or even someone who's experienced and just wants to kind of take it easy on a trip, because there's a lot of options of where to start on the trailhead, and then there's also a lot of options to camp in different areas and have a lot of different stops along the way to have scenic points and shorter distances in between camps and hikes and everything. So amazing trail, amazing area to backpack. I love the Sawtooth. Waited 9 long months to get back here, and in a couple more weeks I'll be on the other side of where we were at the top on the Alice Talks Away loop. I love you all. Thank you so much for following and supporting and shouting out and messaging. What an amazing experience. These 2 days a week I get to do shit like this is exactly what makes the other 5 days a week worth it. So I love you all. See you on the next adventure, but stay tuned, because I just might stop and get another burger from Snow Bunny and Haley. So, and I got to do a shout out this week. I got a shout out for the video, so stay tuned. See you guys soon. All right, I'm excited for this one. Taking off the sunglasses in case this gets messy. I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in
so long, at least a year. Got a big boy today. I think after hiking 14 miles and burning 2,700 calories, I think that's kind of justified and warranted to splurge a little bit. So, Snow Bunny Burger. Had to come back for another one. Same thing, we got a little order of fries and some fry sauce. This time I got the order that I wanted to get last time. Last time was amazing, simple and effective and amazing. Some fries. Maybe because I'm starving, this tastes 10 times better, but there's just something about those simple old school burger joints. This time, oh God, that smells good. Interrupted myself there. Bacon cheeseburger this time. Just a good old classic bacon cheeseburger. Cool, there's a skate park right here, and it looks like an ice rink. Field, a stadium of some sort, visitor center. I got one word right now. Forget about it. I know that I'm starving and hiked a shit ton of miles and burned a shit ton of calories, but this is so good. So freaking good. I don't know if I said it in my last video, but I talked to my buddy Lyle, the guy I fish with, the guy I work with. He outfished the shit out of me the other day again. I told him how I stopped here on the way back from, I think it was the North Fork. Anyways, I told him I stopped here and he's like, oh dude, every time we pass by there, we stop there. He's like, did you get a shake? And I'm like, oh gosh. I wanted to, but I didn't. So today, the boy got a big ass fresh strawberry shake. But let's enjoy this burger and fries before we try that tasty shake. Dude, my phone is blowing up now that I'm back in civilization. What a hell of a day, huh? If you're from a state that has fry sauce, drop it down in the comments. Tell me what you think about it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, well, I'm gonna wolf down this main course first. And once I'm done, we'll dip into that fresh strawberry shake. All right, so I'm gonna try this fresh strawberry shake. Actually, I'm lying. I already tried it right now before I started filming. It is freaking amazing. It's got chunks of fresh strawberries blended into the strawberry ice cream. It's kind of bright, so it doesn't look very pink, but it is so freaking delicious.
God damn, it's a pretty good milkshake.
Perfect sweet treat after a delicious, hot, amazing burger and fries. So real quick before I end this video, I said I wanted to give a shout out. This week I would like to shout out Susie. But Susie is a follower of mine on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure we follow each other on TikTok as well. Hopefully she watches my YouTube videos too. Pretty sure she does. Susie reached out to me in a direct message after my hike through the North Fork, and she shared her own personal passion and experience with the North Fork and how special it is to her, how much she's hiked it over the years and why it's so special to her. And I just thought that was really awesome for somebody to reach out and express their appreciation of the way I appreciate the area and share their own personal stories of what the area means to them. I thought that was really awesome for her to take the time to do that. And she also gave me some pointers about the Alice Toxaway loop coming up and her own experiences on it. So again, that was just really cool. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Susie. This was great messaging with you, and I'm glad we got each other on TikTok and Instagram and all that, and hopefully you see this. So again, everyone who's reached out, whether it's pointers, whether it's support, whether it's trying to set up a hike together, everything. Like, I'm just a guy, I always say, I'm just a guy with a passion for the outdoors and adventure, and I'm just a guy with a camera, just filming the shit I do and doing what I love. Like, there's nothing that makes me feel more weightless and alive and free and happy in life than hiking miles and miles through the backcountry and getting more and more confident and comfortable and capable every time. And as I always say, it's done amazing things for my life, and I know it can do amazing things for other people's lives too. Just always remember to leave no trace, pack it in, pack it out, do your research, and appreciate the area for what it is. I just went from being like super starving to like super full so quickly. I still have about an hour probably to drive home, maybe more. And I work at 3 in the morning. Anyways, amazing day, amazing hike, amazing meal as well. Thank you everybody for joining me on another adventure. I love you all. I'll see you all out there on the next adventure.